This episode of the Ambitious Bookkeeper podcast is sponsored by my brand new free training, The Ultimate Guide to Creating a Profitable Bookkeeping Business. In just 1 hour, you will learn 3 keys to creating and launching a profitable bookkeeping business. We will map out your path to creating a bookkeeping or accounting business that keeps you in control of your time, priorities, and expertise. From someone who built a 6-figure firm on part-time hours. That's right. You can stay in control of your time, keep family as your priority, and serve your clients well. It just takes a little strategy up front, and I'm going to help you with that during this free training. So head over to the show notes to sign up now for the next training and find out how you can choose the work you do, kick imposter syndrome to the curb, use tech to be super efficient, which all leads to a profitable business. Just head on over to ambitiousbookkeeper.com/training, and I will see you there. You're listening to the Ambitious Bookkeeper podcast, and this is a very short and sweet episode because I have an update. Let's get to it. I have some news, and I've been kind of putting this off for a couple of years now. I've really struggled at times to talk about one of my programs called Elevate for various reasons. The biggest being that I hated the format. And when I first launched Elevate, and also the second time, I ran it as a sprint, which means I taught it live for 2 hours each week for 4 weeks. I wanted it to feel like a summer college class or something like that, where people would be able to bring current clients they were trying to work out advisory on and get real feedback. And honestly, for about half the attendees, that was absolutely perfect. The other half were still stuck in not feeling confident enough, or maybe didn't even have the right type of client to do this work for. And while I didn't hate that format, I hated what I turned it into. You see, I ended up shortly after that in a season of life where I could not show up in that capacity. I'm going to get a little bit personal for a minute right here. I split up from my then partner and father of my 2 little ones. I moved into a home unknown to me, riddled with toxic levels of hidden mold. It was in the air ducts. I was sick all the time, my kids were sick all the time, and I was struggling emotionally with the huge changes in life overall during that season. So as you can imagine, that isn't really the most conducive to running live classes and showing up with the energy that you, my students, deserved. So rather than retiring the program, I put Elevate on what we call Evergreen, and I made it self-paced, meaning anyone could join at any time and go through at their own pace. Many students have still found massive success with this method. I'm not knocking it whatsoever. The content is still really good. It builds confidence and skills necessary to offer advisory. But if there's one thing about me that you may or may not know, I don't like to half-ass anything, which is why I'm closing the doors on May 9th to Elevate as we know it. This will be your very last chance to join the half-assed evergreen version of Elevate. May as well call it Elevate 0.5, because if this is the first you've been hearing about it, I am revamping the program. However, anyone who joins before May 9th, when I close the doors, will be able to buy at a lower price point because I will be increasing the price when 2.0 is released. They'll be able to jump in and start learning, plus get the new program when it's released. And if you join now, you can also get an additional $200 off the current price. If you just go to ambitiousbookkeeper.com/elevate, you'll see the coupon code at the very top of the screen, so you've got to pay attention. Here is what I am changing about the new version. Support. I'm building out a community, and it's not on Facebook, to give you added support as you're going through the program. I'm adding knowledge checks so you can apply what you're learning and solidify the knowledge, which helps build your confidence. I'm adding homework reviews, much like the knowledge checks, you will be able to apply what you're learning in a real way and get feedback. And I'm adding more scripts and templates, and a couple other things are up my sleeves that I don't want to share just yet. I just want you to know that it's going to be fantastic, yet not overdone, because I still want people to finish and implement this program. And when you overload programs with tons and tons of resources and lessons and all the things, it just becomes a point of overwhelm and harder for people to actually sometimes get results. So what is staying the same? Rewards. When students submit wins and quarterly check-ins, they get entered for prizes. So if you're already in Elevate, you should be getting these emails every quarter asking you to check in. And when you check in and submit your wins, you get entered to win prizes. We're also keeping the lessons short and digestible. I'm keeping the lessons actionable and to the point. The program is still software agnostic. This is a question I've gotten a few times over the course of this program. I'm still demoing everything in QBO and Xero and Excel. I feel very strongly that the foundations are very important. If you don't know how to do this work without fancy tools, you won't be able to do it with fancy tools. If you want more information, you can go to ambitiousbookkeeper.com/elevate, and I am closing the doors until we release 2.0, which is slated for fall of 2026. I really hope to see your name pop up in my inbox with a purchase before then.